お掃除の時間だ。討伐術6式八重打ち。悪いが時間ねえから一発で解体するぜ。
待ってなさい怪獣ども、やってやろうじゃない。
作戦を開始する。行くぞ。
出撃だ。蹴散らす
と。こちらサガ。始めましょうか。みんなを守ることが私の使命。この命は仲間のために。
Alrighty, so in the previous video that I uploaded, I spoke about how crucial it is to work on your defender. In this case, obviously, is always the character which I was really emphasizing more on, of how much of a crazy defender he is. Kind of also showing you guys gameplay of how like his defensive play is just super crucial to keep the team alive. Well, making sure that your team's also leveled up, because you know they're gonna have to hold their own. And if that is the case, in the case of what I showed you guys previously, Naomi was literally barely holding on, and still got the job done. So again, that's just kind of proof on why defenders are crucial. And so that then led me to kind of give you guys a little bit of a hint of a potential upcoming character. Well, keeping it in the Shinomiya family, it seems that that is the case. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. The developers have made out a post to give us a little bit of a hint on who is next. So I'll put the image up right now so you guys can see. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that could be Kaiju number 2, or it's a Kaiju. That's all we know. It doesn't really matter who it is. We're gonna take care of him. But more importantly, look at that massive shield just straight in the middle. Yeah, Sagan is next. There we go. So just when I thought, it kind of, the leaks were very kind of like iffy to be like, is this gonna be the case? Well, they were right. She's next. She is releasing next. And again, coming back to the character, as I've spoken about, what we know of her is that she is a defender. We know that is the thing in terms of I believe it might be on the website or somewhere, but there was a brief explanation on the character itself, and her role is to keep the team safe. So we know she's got a massive shield. I mean, come on. That's also a pretty given. So I'm curious to see on how she's going to be playing, because at the end of the day, realistically, with Kaiju number 8, really, like right now, we're kind of having to work on and build up 2 teams because of game modes and whatnot. And so having a second defender is something that I stated my case in the previous video to be like, if we had a second AoE defender to how things are right now, the more difficult content, I mean, it's still going to be difficult, but it's going to give us that fighting edge. That's the way I look at it. So this next character releasing, being an AoE defender, she has to be AoE defender. There's no way in God's green earth they're going to make the new unit releasing, not as great of a defender than this out. Because at that point, I would just kind of rely on just kind of using the main man himself, and then kind of save my currency at a later time. You know, that's just kind of my thought process. If you're going to release a new character, you want that incentive on people summoning for that new character. So I do believe we're going to get we're going to get another crazy defender, and that will then make us have 2 solid teams, 2 solid defenders. And I'm ready for that Kaiju number 10 fight, because once I get that second defender in, because I stated my case last time in the previous video, I need a second defender, and lo and behold, it is happening. Now, with all of that being said, the question needs to be asked, because they've made the tweet now, which in my opinion is a little bit early. Does this mean that it's going to be releasing this week? Potentially, because they've made the announcement today. Because I was really, and I do hope and I do pray that it's still for the 19th or 20th of September release. I'm really hoping for the end of September, because that then falls in line with the Kaiju release, the number 2 raid, of course, and falls in line with that, and I think that'll be pretty spot on. But with them announcing it now, it kind of scares me to think, damn, they might actually release a new character this week, which I think is too early. I genuinely do think it's too early. I think for right now, with the game itself, releasing a new character around end of September, I think that's, in my opinion, the perfect time to. At the end of the day, new characters have to be released. New portals are going to be a thing. It's just kind of keeping up the gacha and giving us new characters to play around with, which I'm completely fine with. But for a game that's just come out, and with the amount of time that goes into working on a single character, there's still things need to be added, such as, I feel like the stamina needs to be a little improved, because it's brutal right now. Let's be honest, it is brutal. I think game modes need to be added a little bit more right now, although this is something that they are looking into and they are adding, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, because obviously they've added the raid, we've got story coming in, fierce battle area is either going to get additional floors or it's going to get reset. The second raid boss is going to be a thing. So in terms of game mode, I'm not going to be too stressful about it, because I know they are cooking things up, so things are to come, so we're just going to let them do their thing on that one. But just the quality of life for the game itself, yeah, stamina is brutal. Stamina is so bad, so that's something that they can kind of work on. But again, with the game itself, you know, I do still feel like there's a lot to do outside of them releasing new characters. Again, release the new characters all in a timely manner, hence why I say when Ichigawa goes away. But in terms of the game itself, again, I feel like there's still a lot for them to do. I'm totally enjoying it. I really am. It's just, yeah, I mean, for example, I think that these, yeah, I mean, look, there's so much that goes into, because we, you know, we've got to focus on gears, and if you don't get the right gear, then that's the material wasted. We can only do these kaijus 3 a week, which actually annoys me, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I mean, we can also rely on the shop, but again, that requires currency and whatnot, so I don't want to waste that right now. But yeah, if that's my only worry that I've got right now, is that if they drop the character in the coming week right now, that in my opinion will be a bad move, and I am praying that's not the case. But the only reason why I'm very on edge is the fact that they've made the announcement literally like less than 2 hours ago, so now I'm just, you know, shaken up to be like, oh god, it's going to release this week. And more importantly, currency, you know, that's also another thing, because once you get to the end, I mean, technically speaking, I'm at the endgame stage. Currency is kind of scarce, hence why if they do reset the fierce battle area, this is going to be a haven of currency that we can farm out as a free-to-play, of course. So I'm really banking on for that to be a reset. Otherwise, I don't know. I really don't know. So yeah. Anyway, I think that's as much as we need to kind of go over. Just kind of wanted to give my thoughts and opinions on the game itself. I mean, right now, again, it's cool. It's just I do believe that there's still a lot more to do and more to come, and that more to be added. But the developers are on that. We're seeing it. They're keeping us informed, which is fantastic. I believe as time goes on, more will get added, clearly, right? They are looking into adding more content, excluding characters, game mode wise, we know that. But character wise, they have to evenly spread it out. So if Sagan drops this week, bad move. I think next week is going to be the call. Being in 2 weeks, that is when I say next week, in 2 weeks. So let the banner run out, release her. Oh wait, this has only got 14 hours left. Yeah, I'm not going to touch any of these, we're good. But yeah, they're just kind of, I think like, yeah, there should be like a 2 to 3 weeks rotation if they want to go about releasing characters, and just keep up to date with content and keep rolling them out in a consistent manner to how they're doing it right now. So yeah, that's how things are looking. A new defender. Oh yeah, I'm going to go for her. I need her for my second team. I have to get her.